Marketing Your Private Practice is a podcast where you'll learn easy to implement tips and strategies to grow your business without spending all day online. I'm your host, Colaiacovo, and I teach practitioners the Thrive marketing method to create simple and streamlined plans by focusing on long-term strategies, not just social media. Discover ways to spend less time on your marketing, attract more clients, and build the financial freedom that comes with a thriving practice. One where you have time left in your day for the people and things that matter to you. Hey, private practice heroes. Thanks for tuning in today for the second in a series all about strategies to help you when you're launching a program or service for your practice or your business. Having a launch really means that you're creating and launching a special campaign that focuses extra attention on your offer and helps you connect with the most ideal people possible who will buy your offer. Having a successful launch is helped by making sure you match your offer with the best launch tool to get the sales that you're after and reach your goals. And yes, your launch tool is a sales tactic. So we are kind of talking about sales here when we talk about launches. And I know this can be uncomfortable for some of you in the wellness area. You're healers. You want to help people and heal people, not sell to them. But let's get real here. Having a launch means you're doing an activity that is focused on making sales. And it's okay, because when people buy that service from you, they're getting the help they are looking for in return for paying you for the service. They pay you for your services the same way you pay people who help you, your massage therapist, your hairstylist, your plumber. None of them would expect you to get their services for free, and your clients don't think the same way either about you. So let's put that sales monster in the closet. What we want to do today is focus on giving you the best background to understand the different types of launches you could have to sell your next best thing. The reason why I wanted to talk to you about this today is because as I was preparing for my launch marketing blueprint, which is a workshop I'm hosting starting on May 23rd, I was doing some research online, and it was very interesting because I had a really hard time getting some good information from some searches that I was doing on Google. I definitely tried ChatGPT, I will tell you, but it didn't give me what I was looking for any more than Google did. I was trying to get ideas about the different ways somebody could launch a program or a service. And the answers I was getting were not very helpful because they were more about big companies launching new product campaigns, or they were more about launching and creating an online course than anything else. And what I really wanted to look for was information about the ways you could launch maybe a course you already have or a program you already have or a service, not how to launch it, meaning creating it. So I decided to create my own list of the most common types of launches that you can have to launch your services or programs. Because most practice and service-based businesses don't have widgets to sell or products to launch. We have services and programs, and launching these is a little bit different. So I've pulled out my know-how and knowledge from helping clients run about 50 different launches over the last 7 years, and then guiding others through launches in my Thrive Marketing Academy and membership programs. So that's where all this info has come from to create this list to help you figure out what are the different types of launches that you could use to launch your next best thing. Now, launching isn't a new thing. Launches have been happening for many, many years when companies have new products they want to bring into the market. But as the global marketplace has expanded and business owners have gotten more ways than ever to reach their ideal client than they ever could before the launch of the internet, and especially with the world of online marketing and social media, launches now have taken on some new shapes. But ultimately, they're the same as the old days. They are still a campaign, a special campaign that you use to launch something special, an offer, a product, whatever you might have. So first, before we get into the types of launch tools that you could use to launch your next best thing, we're going to dive into a little bit about the different types of offers you could be launching for your business or your private practice. So the first one is really a service. Now, this could be a new service you offer. It could be an old service that maybe you're trying to bring to light again. It could be something you have new pricing for, or maybe you've added something to a service as part of a package. Any way you look at this, it's a service that you offer that you want to launch and bring out to the world with this new information. Another type of offer is a group program. Now, group programs tend to be the types that you offer to groups of people all at the same time. They could also be what we call an evergreen type of program or a cohort-based program. And a cohort-based program basically means it has a start and an end date. An evergreen one is one that people can sign up for at any time. So that's the main difference between evergreen and cohort-based programs. The reality is a group program is the same no matter what kind of service or what kind of information you're teaching behind the group or what kind of support you offer with it. You're offering it to a group of people and people can sign up for it. An online course is a third type of offer that you could be launching. And these tend to be self-study programs. They can also be evergreen or cohort-based. And if you have a hybrid option, you're more likely to find that cohort-based type of a course out there. Because a hybrid is where you typically have some self-study part to it, but then also some live aspect of time with you as well. So online courses are definitely another thing that people can be launching too. Then we've got special events or workshops. So these are different types of offerings that you may have, whether it's a live event, a virtual event, in person, something that you're hosting and you want people to come to and register for and sign up for. I'm having one of these coming up soon myself with the Launch Marketing Blueprint, which you can probably guess is part of the reason why I'm talking about launches these days, because I'm offering a workshop on that very topic. So what you're hearing right now, and if you're on my email list, what you're seeing is you're going to be seeing part of the launch campaign that I'm doing. But essentially, if you have an offer that is a special event or a workshop, it's something that you're looking to get people to register and come to. Typically, these will be a few hours long or maybe even 1, 2, or 3 days long. It depends on what you're doing and how you're setting up your workshop. But they're another type of program or service that you offer that people can sign up for. The fifth typical type of offer that people could be launching is a digital product or a book. Now, I'm talking about these more so as it comes to service-based businesses and private practice owners. So oftentimes you may be the type of company that has a digital product or maybe even a book, whether it's an ebook that people pay for or a book in print that you may want to have a special launch for too. I've definitely done lots of book launches with clients, and they are something that you can launch as well. But interestingly enough, how you would launch a book is going to be very different than how you might launch an online course or a group program or your services. So that's why we always want to think about the offers that we have, and then we want to match them to the different types of launch tools. And today, that's what we're going to get into more, is the different ways that you can launch these types of offers. So we've got 5 offers here that we're typically talking about: your services, a group program, an online course, a special event or workshop, and a digital product or a book. Oh, and I think I forgot to tell you what a digital product was. So that could be something that is a smaller priced program, more so a self-study type of thing. Maybe it's something that people sign up for and they get some information right away and a few videos, and that's it. That's all that's involved in it. Some people have digital products that might be longer books or workbooks too. I have a couple. I have my interactive pricing calculator that helps you fill in your numbers and understand if you're pricing your services, programs, or memberships and group programs at a profit. So that's a digital product as well. When you buy that, you get all the information that goes with it, and that's what you get. There's no time with me. So it's not really a program. That's why I refer to it as a digital product. So these are the 5 different types of offers that you might be looking to launch. And there's definitely other offers that people could have out there. It really depends on your business and what services, programs, or products that you offer. Now, those are the 5 different types of offers that you might have that you want to do the special launch campaign for, because you're looking to bring it to the attention of more people, spread the word, and get as many people as possible signing up for it. Ideally, people that are your dream client for those offers. So once you've decided what offer you plan to launch with your special campaign, that's when you get to the stage where you need to decide what kind of launch tool that you want to use. And a launch tool is what I refer to as the type of launch that you're going to have. There's 4 common types that are being used these days, and I'm going to review all 4 of them next here. And we're going to start with our good old standard webinar, because the most common way, probably in the last 5 to 7 years, that people have been doing launches, although I will say it's been changing in the past year or so, has been by offering a free webinar. Typically, you're looking at a 1 or 2 hour training that people can attend for free, where the host teaches something related to the offer and then makes the offer to people so that they can join in and sign up. The time involved in running a webinar is typically the time you need to prep the material, practice it, and host it live. There's definitely behind the scenes time for the launch too, but when we're talking about the launch tool itself and the webinar, it's really your prep, your practice, and your hosting it live time that is the actual time involved in running the actual webinar. So I'm not talking about all the marketing activities, just the launch tool here. Because you want to compare these different launch tools, and you want to compare the time involved in having that type of launch. So the second common type of launch tool that's out there these days is a free challenge of some sort. And this can show up in a variety of ways as a launch tool. Typically, the challenge is going to be free, and the host is going to teach you some different tactics and skills. And the challenge is for you to put those tactics and skills into place by the end of the challenge, or at least learn what you have to do before the challenge is over. It may be done sometimes as a 5-day challenge, a 10-day challenge. There were people doing 30-day ones, but a lot of them cut back on that. But I know there's still some folks out there doing 30-day free challenges. Sometimes you might hear these referred to as a free boot camp or a free training. Many folks run these in a free Facebook group as well. So the way that they connect and engage with people during the challenge is in a free Facebook group. And during this time, when they have a challenge, the host is typically going to present people with their offer for whatever offer they have and give you the opportunity to sign up. That typically happens in and about when you're running the challenge. So as you go through the challenge, you may see the host talk about the offer at the beginning, on a special day, definitely at the end again, okay? And folks have really moved to this option as a way to launch their next best thing, because it gives you a way to connect with people for longer than the 1 hour you typically have in a webinar. And the reason they do this is because for some people, and I will say I'm one of them, you need more than 1 hour to connect with folks and build that know, like, and trust factor, especially if people have just gotten onto your list because of your launch campaign. So these challenges are definitely more time consuming to lead than a webinar, okay? If you're having a 1 or 2 hour free webinar, the time involved in running that live is definitely going to be different than the time involved in having a 5 or 10-day challenge. The time that you need to get out there, participate, teach, get people engaged, and keep things happening in between the sessions will be much more than you do with a webinar. But again, the payoff there is that typically people get to know you a lot more, see how you work, see how you teach, and that gives them a really good idea if they want to work with you or not. Now, the third type of launch tool that we can talk about here is actually a paid challenge or a workshop or a training. And this has been showing up of late because people are seeing the value in offering a low price ticket to a paid workshop or event. So it could still be a webinar or a live workshop or training, or even as a challenge or a boot camp over that 5 or 10-day period or 2 weeks, whatever way people do it. the host is typically having people pay a small fee to attend them, or they have a part of it that's free and then another aspect that's got a VIP price attached to it. So you get extra special access to more things with the host than people in the free part of the challenge do. The idea with these paid challenges is that you're paying a small fee to access the material, and the strategy behind it is that if somebody is willing to invest 27, 47, even 97, I've seen some of these go for, that person who's paid to attend is a more ideal client, a more pre-qualified client for that offer than someone who's signing up for free. The idea behind this is if you're willing to pay for a short workshop like that or a challenge, then you're probably going to be more vested in what you're learning. And then you're more vested in putting more money into your own professional development and signing up for whatever the offer is. So the work for these and the time involved tends to be about the same as a free challenge, but you might earn a little bit of income just from the launch. But do not go into these thinking they're going to be a big moneymaker for you. They are a lead, a loss leader, okay? And typically the numbers of people signing up for a paid launch tool will be a lot less than if you had a free launch tool. But they are, as I mentioned, going to be more vested in what you're teaching, which could make them a more ideal fit for the offer you're putting out there. The fourth type of launch tool is a really simple one, an email and social media campaign, and that's it. This way is a very easy way to do a simple launch campaign. They tend to be on a much smaller scale, and usually you want to have more of an audience in place because you're launching to them strictly by email marketing through your email marketing system, your newsletter system, or on social media. So you want to have an audience already connected to you and already signed up on your email list in order to have some sort of community to start with. These ones aren't going to be the type that where you're going to plan out months ahead like you might do for a webinar or a challenge. We're going to talk about that a lot more in the Blueprint workshop that I'm hosting. But I just want you to understand that the timeline for this is probably not going to be the same as what you would plan for a bigger, more involved type of launch. So I definitely don't recommend doing this type of launch if you're going to try and sell people into a $3,000 6-month program, something like that. You'll have a really big challenge getting conversions from those emails and social media posts to get people to signing up for a higher priced and longer term program. But they could be a really good way to launch a digital product or a book, something that's smaller priced that people don't have to think as much about before they pull out their credit card and register and sign up. So those are the 4 main launch tools that you can use for your launch campaign to launch whatever type of offer you're planning to launch next. As a recap, they are webinars, challenges that are free, paid challenges, and then email and social media campaign launches. And I have to tell you, the best way you're going to have the best launch for you is to match your offer to the ideal type of launch tool that you want to use for your launch. When you do this type of matching, you're really trying to make sure that the time and energy and money you put into the launch and the time, energy, and money you put into the launch tool are going to pay off based on what the offer is that you're putting out there and how much money you would be making from that offer. And this matching is what we're going to cover in the next episode. So be sure you hit follow on whatever podcast player app you're listening into so that you can listen to episode 43 when it goes live and learn more about how you can match these offers to the launch tools. What I really want you to remember is as you're thinking and planning about whatever offer that you have, one of those 5 types that we talked about, whatever offer it is that you've got going, that you think about what is going to make the most sense for the launch tool that you want to use to have your launch campaign. Is it going to be a webinar, a free challenge, a paid challenge, or an email or social media campaign? So this means taking some time, doing some planning, some thinking, and it also means looking at your calendar, looking at the kind of time you have and the resources and the energy that you have to do the launch. And you can listen into episode 41 to get some ideas of some of the reasons that launches fail, because a lot of it comes down to some of the planning and the elements that you're looking at in the launch. And if you listen to episode 41, you'll get a better idea on what to look out for when you're doing this planning. So that is a recap of the 4 types of launch tools that you could be looking at. So your action step from this episode is really to start thinking about what is that offer you want to put out there next? And what kind of way do you want to launch it? What launch tool would you want to use? Start thinking about how you're going to put those together, and then listen in for the next episode to learn how you can match them to make sure that you're going to get the best out of your launch. This is Kathy Colaiacovo, and I just want to say thank you so much for listening in. And remember to thrive in practice. That means taking the time to put your offers, your services and programs in front of people and sell them. You can do this by hosting a special launch campaign to bring extra attention to that offer and get more people knowing exactly how you can help them, how they can sign up, and how they can start working with you. I'll see you next time. You can find all of our show notes and resources mentioned at marketingyourprivatepractice.com. Be sure to connect with me on Instagram at pepperitmarketing and say hi. I'd love to hear any feedback you have, and make sure to rate and review the podcast and hit subscribe on your favorite player so you don't miss any future episodes.